Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Rachel Whitney here. We are starting the webinar for the Planet explanation of the new Foundation Agile Tester course. So, welcome. We've got a good 38 people or more. There's more joining as we speak. So, I'm just going to start with introductions to give you a bit of information about myself and who's with us. Today I've got with me some panellists. We've got Leanne Howard, who's our Agile Practice Consultant here at Planet. I may have trained a few of you already. You may have been on a Planet course before and was lucky enough to get a presenter, aka me. Rachel, I've been with the company for a good nearly 10 years actually, and I've been training all of Planet courses over the last 7 years, so I'm very familiar with the ISTQB Foundation courses and all our advanced ISTQB ones I train, and I've also trained some of the Agile courses that we have, the Certified Agile course, and now this new one that we've created, which is an extension of Foundation. Planet offers many courses, and we've got with us today also as a panelist James Pennyfather. He's the Director of Training, and I will be passing over to him at the end of the presentation here to talk to you about when we've got these courses running and how much they cost. Leanne is going to help us answer any of your questions that you may have. Now, you do have the opportunity to ask questions as we go. Please do feel free to put some questions in, and at the end of the day, at the end of the webinar, what we're actually going to do is attempt to give you an opportunity to ask questions, and you can type them in, and I'll do my best to answer them. But if any of the questions come up throughout the webinar that it seems to be relevant to answer as I'm talking, then we may interrupt and go through some of your questions, so do feel free to do that. So let's get started because I'm aware of the time. I just want to keep this brief for you. What we're going to cover today is some general information on ISTQB, and then we're going to talk to you about this actual new course, the Planet ISTQB Foundation Agile Tester Extension course, and we'll finish up, like I said, with any questions and answers that you may have. So just a little bit about ISTQB to start with. You may, what I want to do is find out from you guys who has a certain qualification of any testing before. I've got this poll that I'm going to send out to you all now, and hopefully we can get some information from you. What testing qualifications do you currently hold? So I'm going to launch that poll now, and if you can just interact with us by selecting which qualification you have in testing, and as we get the information through, we're going to be able to show you those results as people are voting. I can see a lot of you have already got ISTQB Foundation. We're up to 80% of you already, so that's a pretty interesting stat coming through. How many of you have got this? 17% of you at the moment. They've got advanced test analysts, and there's a few of you that don't have any qualifications, and that's something when we view that we've got 88% of people voted, so I'm just going to give it another couple of seconds, and then I think I'll just halt it. But that's a good number of people that are with us. We've got 42 people that are with us, so I'm going to just give it a minute. So then I'm going to close that poll now, and then I get the opportunity to share these stats with you. So you'll be seeing hopefully on your screens that of the people that are here in the webinar, a good 82% of you have the ISTQB Foundation. So that actually 16% of you have got the Advanced Test Analyst, you've got 11% with the Advanced Test Manager, 3% have got the ISTQB Certified Agile Tester there, and we've got 18% with yet to get certifications. So let me hide that poll there, and I'll just continue on with the presentation. So ISTQB, you may be aware of it being the International Software Testing Qualification Board, and a lot of people do get a little bit, what is this all about? What's in it for me to get this certification? Everybody gets it. Is it worthwhile? Now, the fact that 49 plus countries around the world have supporting ISTQB, what they're trying to do is standardize testing across the world. That is a tricky thing to do, but the results speak for itself. Over 80% of you that are here today have come to find out about it. It is something that you obviously are familiar with and you're interested in knowing more about. And to be honest, what it does for you, having that certification, it gives you credibility in the marketplace as a tester. I'm familiar with the UK market, and I know that it's pretty much impossible now to get a job as a tester in the UK without having ISTQB certification, foundation level anyway. And I am very much aware of Australia are following that suit now, that you're seeing it more and more on job adverts to say ISTQB certified is option, a good thing to have. So ISTQB, they run a number of courses, and you may be aware of the Agile tester is an extension to the foundation. We have, many of you know about the ISTQB Foundation. It's a testing qualification, and it's we run it as a 3-day course. The Agile Tester is an extension, which basically means there is a prerequisite. You must have done foundation to start Agile Tester. There's the other courses that ISTQB run, Advanced Test Manager, Advanced Test Analyst, and you'll see from this slide that there's some more things coming through in the pipeline over the next year. So just to give you a heads up, we're here today to talk about this Agile tester extension. And I just wanted to prove to you that it's not 80 odd% of you have the foundation across the world. This certification is sitting currently at just under 300,000 people having the same certification as what you've got. Now that speaks volumes, just having that sort of number. So it is internationally recognized certification, and and having that again on your resume is going to be something to add value to you in the marketplace. So let's talk about the course, the ISTQB Foundation Agile Tester Extension course that we have created. The Planet team, we didn't just want to regurgitate to you the syllabus, because you have that opportunity to do that on yourself. What we did is we got all the Planet senior members, senior trainers, we got together and we brainstormed how are we going to make it a better course for everybody. The reason why the Agile course came about from ISTQB is because they realised, they did a survey and worked out that over 62% of people would be interested in doing an Agile certification. I've got another poll really now to ask you. Just wanted to find out from how many of you have done Agile. So I'll ask you that poll in a moment, and then I'll try and find that out. So I might just hold that thought for a moment. But I just wanted to explain to you that the syllabus has 3 chapters. You'll notice on the right hand side here, the syllabus has the three chapters of Agile software development, fundamentals of Agile testing principles and processes, and Agile methods and testing. What we've done is we've created a 2-day course that encompasses 6 chapters that takes us through these 3 syllabus chapters. How we run our 2-day course is to take day 1, we're going to be covering off the introduction and the fundamentals of Agile testing. And in that fundamentals of Agile software development, we're going to talk to you about the Agile manifesto. We're going to give you lots of practicals as we go through. We're going to help how you can help the business analysts and the developers in the Agile team to write usable, testable user stories, because being in an Agile team now as a tester, you're going to have to do these activities. And on our course, you'll be able to run along with these this information. You'll be able to add and participate in the practicals. In the Agile testing processes methods section, this is where we're really starting to talk to you about the differences between testing in a more traditional Agile approach, as in, to testing in a more traditional software development lifecycle model as opposed to Agile approaches. And we will explain to you the way that testing and development activities sit in Agile projects. And again, with that module, you'll be doing practicals. The Agile Teams module, this is where we need to start to really understand what is the benefit of working as a whole team approach, and that's what pretty much Agile's all about at the moment. There's some skills that need to be required if you're going to be a good Agile tester in an Agile team, and we discussed those, and we also again look at the techniques and the tools that are used to display how the status is going with an Agile team. So you may have heard of burn down charts, or you may be familiar with task boards. Then the fifth module is all about tools and automation. Now that's where we start to talk to you about continuous integration, and we discuss and understand how we're going to deal with the evolving tests over many iterations, and the importance of having test automation in there, and how we're going to deal with risk. The best thing about this course is the sixth chapter, which is again cementing all of our ideas into a working practical, where we actually get you to interact in your teams with using a web-based application, and you'll be using you're going to have to write test cases in an Agile format. You're going to have to do some exploratory testing. You will need to know how to do black box testing, which basically means you have to that's why there's a prerequisite, I guess, for ISTQB Foundation. And finally, like everything in an Agile project, we finish the day with a retrospective. So that's where we talk about what we did well in the teams, in the practical, what we did not so well, and how can we improve for the next time. So the good thing that you're all wanting to know about, I'm sure, which is the good old exam. Now, the exam, if you remember back to Foundation, for the majority of you that have done that, it's actually an hour-long exam, and it's all multiple choice questions. Now, the way that our course runs is that we will not be expecting you to sit the exam on the final day, so we won't cram all the information in and then you're expecting to sit an exam. When you feel ready, you can go to the ISTQB website and sit your exam when you're ready. The pass mark, the magic number that you need, is 65% to pass, which is 26 out of 40. They are all multiple choice questions. There are very similar learning objectives. You may remember the K levels that we taught you in Foundation, which is K1s, K2s and K3s. K3 is about applying techniques, and you do tend to have many of those in the new Foundation Agile Tester Extension course. The first one we are aware of being available to sit from the information that we've received from the ANZTB is going to be mid-August this month sometime. So the exam length, like I mentioned, is 60 minutes. Same thing that happens with the current ISTQB exams. If English is not your first language, then you can request an extra 15 minutes. So taking the total amount of time there, 75 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand you over to James, and he's going to just give you a talk on the scheduled dates for this course.
All right, thanks everyone. Thanks Rachel, that's fantastic. It's pretty self-explanatory from the dates on the screen there that we're running. We're very happy to be running this out in a full schedule in Canberra, starting in September, going through Sydney, Melbourne, Auckland, Wellington, and then based for everyone else like Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide. Basically we'll be doing those on demand, but we can actually see a really big take-up for this course because when ISTQB did announce they were going to be doing this, and they surveyed everyone. Apparently 65% of everyone they surveyed said they'd be really interested in this because it's becoming such an important part of the general SDLC that everyone's working on at the moment. So basically, yes, it's a 2-day course. The exam is $300 from the ISTQB, and they will be running it, I've been told, from the 19th of this month in all major cities on their schedule. And then for foundation exams, they tend to run them on the 19th of every month and on the 9th, around the 9th of every month in every major capital city. So that should pretty much keep everyone well looked after. We are going to be having the exams after the course on the basis that we can have a full 2 days of training and not having it interrupted by the exam. But if anyone's got any questions or how to sign up for that, please contact myself or one of the sales team here, and we'll happily look after you. Right. I can't.
Okay, so there's a question there about planning a course in Perth. So we certainly do run courses in Perth. I'm aware of it not being on this slide, but it will certainly come.
Yes, absolutely. Just based on demand, we'll be running it in Perth.
So there we go, questions and answers. So
and someone's just asked, any in Brisbane? Yes, it will be on demand.
Yes, thanks, Leanne. So this is great. So now this is a chance. I did see a question earlier that was a question about what does ISQI stand for? That's a Leanne question.
So that's the International Software Quality Institute, which is another examination body similar to ANZ or ISTQB, but they run different examinations.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And there is another question here about are there any courses available online, or would you have someone in the Philippines to do the courses? Yeah.
Currently, we do actually have a lot of our ISTQB courses online. Currently, we're in the development stage for this course, and that's a really good question because a lot of people have already been asking that. But since the syllabus was only released literally 3 or 4 weeks ago, we're really as on top of it as we possibly can be. And I believe we'll be the first people out there in the Australian market with this course.
Excellent. Now, I did have another poll to do. It seems to have decided to go away from me. The poll was, I wanted to find out how many of you were currently working in an Agile project. That's what I wanted to do. Of the number of people that we have with us, how many of you currently work in an Agile space? Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of the show. You get an opportunity to raise your hand when you're on a webinar. If you could just click the hand raising if you're oh, here we go. So there's people are actually a few of you are going through, and I've got to see a few hands raised. So just looking through, of the 50 people that we've got with us, there's
about 40%.
40% hand raisings happening. So that's great that we can see so many of you with the Agile. What do you call it? The Agile. You're already in it. You're already working in that methodology. Some of you have probably heard of the Fragile. Is it the Fragile, where it's a mixture between Agile and Waterfall?
Yeah,
and
Agile.
There you go. And there was a question I noticed about
someone's actually
about teams. Is this for teams only? No, it's for anybody can attend. So testers, you don't have to come as a team. You can come individually. And again, once you've done the exam, you become a certified Agile Foundation tester. So again, it's one of those things that's going to look great on the resume.
So I think the question maybe about teams came up because you said a lot of the activities are done as teams.
No, that's
the
right.
The trainers will put you into teams when you're on the course.
Great. We've got another question here as well that's come through. It says, is there a copy of the detailed syllabus available regarding specific names and tools and techniques in the course will cover? Now, this question's a good one. I just wanted to answer. You can certainly go to the ISTQB website and download the syllabus. With regard to actual tools, ISTQB is tools agnostic, which means it doesn't align itself to say, oh, go into QTP or anything like that. It actually talks about the style of tools that are covered. Things like test-driven development is discussed, and you get an understanding of what acceptance test-driven development is, as well as behaviour-driven development. So we talk about those types of tools that will help.
There's also someone requesting some training in Hobart. So again, yes, we're happy to do that as an on-demand package. So hello to anyone that's in Hobart.
We've got, just wanted to do another question there with the hands. If you're interested in taking this certification in the next 6 months, can you just do your clicky hand thing? See what information we get from that. Excellent. So there's a good few hands going up there. So that's where you've understood the importance of, I guess, ISTQB. I'm looking forward to sitting the exam myself. I've certainly trained it. Yeah, so I've certainly trained it a couple of times now, but obviously I'm still waiting as a trainer to sit the exam as well. So maybe I'll train a few of you guys up.
Great.
And are there any more questions?
Yeah, so there's one that says, do we have a deadline for the online training? I guess that's a James question.
No, we don't. We currently don't have a deadline for it. It's in development. I'm actually having a meeting about it tomorrow.
Excellent. And there's a couple of questions about the pricing of this. Now, James is very, what's the word, happy to have a discussion about discounts with teams and things like that. That certainly, if you contact us, we'll certainly talk to you about there's certainly a number of discounts that gets offered if you come in as a big team. Now, there's a question here that says, is there a requirement with regards to work experience before being certified for this, or can we just pass the test?
So there's no work experience requirement, but as Rachel said, you need to have passed the ISTQB foundation before you can come on this course. So that will give you enough work experience.
Excellent. And there's a question that's come through. Does your course cover the variations to test documentation? So test strategy, TSR needed.
Test summary report.
Test summary report needed for Agile. We certainly do. We talk about the differences in those documents. Now, with everything in Agile, we talk about how the actual team can create these documents and what are the differences from the more traditional. And you'll find a lot of this is where the actual team gets together to discuss how it's going to work. So we do cover off test documentation.
But obviously that's aligned to the syllabus, so we're only training what is going to be in the foundation Agile extension syllabus.
Good stuff. So the questions have all been answered. If you do have any additional questions, do feel free to send through. We do have, you can join the LinkedIn, which is on the slide now, that's basically giving you information about Planet, and we have a discussion on our LinkedIn. If you join the Planet Software Testing, there'll be a discussion there on this new course. So I just wanted to thank you all for attending. It's been a pleasure. Very excited about this new course, and I hope to see some of you on the course. And if I have already trained you in the past, so it was nice to be able to tell you about this new foundation tester extension course. And I'd like to also thank Leanne and James for helping me today with this webinar. So thank you both. And
just one thing, if you didn't manage to write down the answers to all those questions as we were going through, we are actually going to put all the questions and our answers up on the Planet website, so you can go and have a look at those, and any that come in subsequent to that, you'll be able to see them up on the question and answer website.
okay, so I'm going to end the webinar now for everybody. So I'd like to just again thank you once again for coming. Goodbye.